Probably the most frequently asked question over the last month has been, why did you trade Johnny? We've tried to answer that question, well, maybe a little haphazardly here and there, a portion of a video, some comments, but we just keep getting asked the question, so we decided it was time to put together an episode to maybe go into this in depth, because we put a lot of thought into it. We'd like to share it. The question really has many facets. One facet is, well, why did you trade Johnny when you had a perfectly good Johnny? And that's a good question. First, it was not because there was any mechanical issues. Johnny had 395 or 97 hours on him when we traded him, but to our knowledge, there was nothing mechanically wrong. Yeah, there was a couple of small things with the seat. The rotation mechanism didn't work very well anymore. It had broken a couple of times, and I was ready to be rid of that rotating seat. So the new backhoe has a seat of its own. The tractor seat no longer rotates. We see that as an advantage. There were one or two other small mechanical issues. We had messed up the knob that controls the flow rate to the 3-point hitch. Cortney has since fixed that. It was just needing a new knob. Just minor things like that were easy fixes. So there were no mechanical issues that were encouraging us to trade. Now, one motivating factor for our trade was some of the newer features on the 2018 versions. One of those features is actually a pretty major change, and that's the new 260B backhoe. It has several features like these pins that lock in the hydraulics that you can reach from your seat. It also has built-in steps. When you lower the outriggers, you can step right on up. Now, we had steps from boltonhooks.com. If you have a 260 backhoe, I would highly recommend them. They really made a difference when it came to getting on the 260 backhoe. There's some other hydraulic changes that keep you from banging the backhoe quite as much when you operate it. I'll get into those in more detail when we actually use it and get some practice with it and let you know whether we notice any real change. But we just wanted to have the newer backhoe so that we had the knowledge and experience with it to share with you. Now, some of the features, like the way that this floorboard is arranged and mounted, they're changes that are probably not relevant to the function of the tractor, but we felt like for our maintenance videos that you wanted to see the very latest tractor. Most people that are interested in our maintenance videos have just recently got their tractor, and it's going to be of the new model. So we felt like our maintenance videos would be more accurate and more applicable if we had the same model tractor that Deere is selling now. If you have an older 1025R, we still have the older maintenance videos out there, so we don't lose anything there. Another feature that's changed is the ROPS, and we've heard a lot of folks say that the older style ROPS is preferred to the newer style. And from what I've seen so far, I think I agree. But you know what? We wanted to have the newer style so that we can help to maybe find ways to make it work for us. Again, most of you have these newer tractors, so we're wanting to do our part to come along for the ride. So as we learn more about this ROPS design, we'll share any ideas that we encounter, anything we can come up with to make it easier to deal with. Another facet of the question is, well, why a 1025R? You guys have been talking about a bigger tractor for all this time. Why did you trade for a 1025R? Well, the short answer is that we would like to have a larger tractor, but we think a second tractor is the way we'd like to handle that. So by getting a 1025R, I can put a little more leverage on the finance committee. I can keep saying I need a bigger tractor, and maybe I'll have some success there. If I just traded straight for the bigger tractor, then how would I ever get two tractors?
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm being honest, guys. I mean, even if she's behind the camera, I got to state it like it is, right? Now, many of you ask, well, why not a 2025R? Why not a 2038R? Why not, I understand that. Well, specifically on the 2025R, it is essentially the same tractor as the 1025R. It is a bit larger. As you've seen in the video with our friend Matt, I really liked the ride. It's definitely an easier ride. It does ride a little bit higher. That's going to be good in a lot of situations. It won't be perfect in every situation. It will make it just a little bit more tipsy, I believe. I don't have that experience yet, but I think it would. Also, so many of our applications require the absolute tightest turning radius and the absolutely shortest tractor that we can get. Oftentimes the 1025R is even a little bit too big for us, if you can believe that. So we wanted to have the smallest tractor we could for those applications. Oftentimes folks have no interest in having a larger tractor in their yard. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but sometimes it's critical. So when Christy can say, but this is my lawnmower, we're able to keep the customer calm, and they have no issue with that tractor driving across their yard. Another reason we wanted the 1025R is because it is so incredibly popular. Many of our viewers wouldn't even consider going to a larger tractor, even a 2025R. The concept of a 1025R was not even in their thought process until they started watching our videos. So we feel like this is one of our missions, is to show what can be done with one of these small tractors. We would hate to lose that, and so we want to continue to use the 1025R on a daily basis in our videos. One of the reasons it's so popular is because the 1025R is very cost effective. You get a lot of tractor for your money. Now there are those that say the John Deeres are simply too expensive, but in the case of the subcompact tractors, at least here in the Midwest, these are very cost competitive to the other brands, and the features, well, you can see for yourself in our videos. Now, we're not saying anything against any other brand. I don't care what brand tractor you got. I'm sure it's doing the job for you. As compared to the 2025R, the 1025R is simply more cost effective. That additional $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, whatever it is hard to justify for someone that doesn't really even need a 1025R. So getting the 1025R through the finance committee becomes much easier. I hope that's helped answer some of the questions about why we traded. I know, we were pretty fond of the old Johnny too. It was kind of hard, but I think we're going to grow to love the new one just as much. We really appreciate you guys watching our videos, and we'd like you to check out our website, check out our Facebook page. We're doing some redesigns there, trying to add some more functionality. And if you guys like our content, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. We love your comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. Another reason we wanted the 1025R is because it is the most popular John Deere subcompact tractor. Okay, take 23.
Yeah.